Hi, sweet friends. Welcome back for another science lesson, pretty much. So today in your packet, there is a booklet that looks like this that says water, and there is also a sort. Now, before you can do these, you kind of need to understand what a solid is, what a liquid is, and what a gas is. So can you say solid? Solid, good. All right, let's start with that. So a solid is anything that has its very own shape that doesn't necessarily change. So in my measuring cup right here, I have some pieces of ice. It's cold. Now, do you see how it has its very own shape? Okay, and when I drop it into the glass, it keeps its shape. It doesn't change. It stays the same. Okay, this is a solid form of water, which means it is frozen. It is frozen into this shape. Even if I was to break it, I could potentially put it all back together to make this exact shape. Okay, there are other things that are also solids. Like this cup right here is a solid. It has its own shape. Okay. Another thing is this bowl, and even these crackers inside have their own shape. They are solids. Solid is something that you can easily hold in your hand, like ice. Now, is this cup made out of water? No. This plastic part is not made out of water. Is this glass bowl or these crackers made out of water? No, they're not. So these are solid forms or states of matter. We are all matter, by the way. This is a solid form of water, specifically. Okay, another solid form of water that I don't have happens in the winter, and that is snow. When you catch snow, every snowflake has its very own shape. Okay, every one has its own very special shape because it is a solid, because it is frozen. Hail, little balls of ice, again, ice, that fall from the sky, that is also a solid form of water. Igloos that are made out of huge blocks of ice are another example of a solid form of water. Okay, now, when a solid form of water, like ice or snow, gets warm, do you know what happens? It starts to melt. When it melts, it turns into a liquid. Now, a liquid can flow. Okay, a liquid, kind of like we did yesterday about water goes downhill, liquid can be poured easily from one glass into the other because it doesn't have its very own shape. Okay, the molecules that it is made out of spread out in liquid. In a solid, the molecules are cold and they want to stay together really, really close. Okay? So, see that back there? So they're really, really close and they stick together, but when they start to warm up, they start to relax a little bit and they start to move like they're doing a little dance and they begin to flow. And that is where you get liquid. Now, I have taken some liquid water and put it in my pot over here. I don't know, can you see that? All right, so there is my pot of water. It's bubbling away because it's very hot. The molecules in the water are like, get away, spread out. And do you see this right here? Usually your mom and dad might call this steam. I'm actually making a cloud in my own kitchen. This is water vapor. Water vapor is the gas form or state of water when it's hot. Okay, so it's going up into the air in my kitchen and spreading out everywhere. I cannot hold it in my hand. When I try to hold it, there's nothing there. I can feel it's warm. I can feel my hands kind of wet and sticky. Okay, I can't take my cup and scoop it up. It doesn't really stay. It kind of floats out, right? So it doesn't flow like liquid. You can't hold it like a solid. Okay, it is water vapor. This is a gas form of water. Okay, so let's review. solid form of water. Ice. It's a good one. Has its own shape. It's cold. All the molecules are super close together. We're so cold. Stay together. Don't change. Right? But when you warm them up, if I set this ice on my counter all day, what's going to happen? It's going to melt. And when it melts, it's going to turn into a liquid. Right? And I'd be able to pour it into something else. And it would flow. All right, just like we did our water goes downhill yesterday, I poured it on the cutting board and it flowed down into the sink. It doesn't have its own shape. It takes the shape of whatever container that you put it in. Back here, you have gas. Look, here's the gas. It does not have a shape either. It kind of just goes up into the air. Okay, this is water vapor. This is a cloud, pretty much. Our fog on the ground is also a cloud, believe it or not. When you walk through fog, you are walking through a cloud on the ground. It's pretty amazing. So, this is what happens when liquid water gets really hot. So, when it rains outside and there are puddles on the ground like today, when the sun comes out, what do the puddles tend to do? That's right. They seem to disappear like by magic. But is it magic? Not really. What the liquid on the ground is doing is it turns into water vapor. Those molecules start to get really hot on the ground. And they start to spread out. And when they do, they turn into water vapor. And they go all the way up into the sky where the clouds are. And they join their friends up there. Okay? So, when you do your sort today for solid, liquid, or gas, you're going to look at this and you're going to say, oh, well, this is water coming out the sink. If water comes out the sink, can I hold it in my hands? Not really, because when you try to hold it, it tries to squeeze through your fingers and go down wherever it can go, right? So this is a liquid, okay? This, it's very hard to see, is a swimming pool. The water in a swimming pool. Is it a solid? I hope not. You would be freezing, right? It would be a solid block of ice. Is it water vapor? I hope not either, because if you jump into a pool full of water vapor, you are going to hit the bottom extremely hard, okay? Because there will be nothing to catch you. It's a liquid. It flows. You can splash it at your friends and at your family members, right? It's a liquid. It moves so you can swim in it, all right? A snowman. Now, a snowman is made out of snow, and it has its very own shape. So it would be a solid. Now, right here, it says clouds. I just showed you right here. I'm making a cloud in my kitchen as we speak. So can I hold it like a solid? No. Can I pour it? Does it flow into glasses? No. It is going up to the ceiling. It is a gas. So clouds are gas. They're made out of water vapor, little teeny tiny droplets of water. Okay? Now this, rain. If you go outside, can you catch rain in a glass and then drink it? You can, because it's a liquid, right? It's a liquid. If you try to catch it in your hands, it's going to want to flow down to the ground. Now here's an igloo. An igloo is made out of ice, and we talked about that. Ice is a solid. It is a solid, okay? So an igloo would be considered a solid because it has its very own shape. Snow, we talked about that. Look at those beautiful snowflakes. Each snowflake has its own special shape. Even though it's teeny, teeny, tiny, it still has its own shape. And it is cold, it is frozen, so it is also a solid. Now, there are two boxes here. You get to draw your own type of water please, that is either a solid, a liquid, or a gas. So if you want to draw like a popsicle, that's a frozen form of water, right? It's a solid. If you wanted to draw a glass of water, the water inside your glass would be a liquid. If you wanted to draw hail, little balls of ice falling down from a cloud, that would also be a solid, okay? If you wanted to draw fog, like on the ground, that would be a gas. So your job is to cut these out and glue them here, okay? I'm going to turn my cloud off back here. It's It's making lots of noise. Now, in your booklet, when you get to this, write your name on the front. And here is mine. You see how I decorated it? And I made water dripping, liquid water coming off the word water. It says, Miss Curry. All right. So, inside, your first page says, this is a solid form of water. So, I drew ice, like an ice cube. I drew an igloo, which is a solid form of water because it's made out of ice. And I also drew some snow. Okay, so you can decide what you want to draw to help your brain remember what is a solid form of water. Okay, on the next page, it says this is a liquid form of water. Now, there are a lot of liquid forms that I bet you could think of. I did drinking water, like water in a glass. A river is liquid water. A pond is liquid water. You could draw a swimming pool with liquid water in it. You could draw the ocean. That's the biggest place of liquid water, is an ocean, right? You could draw water coming out of the faucet. That's liquid water. You could draw a bathtub full of water. That is liquid water. It flows, right? Okay. And then back here, it says this is a gas form of water. So a couple of things. I drew like a hot cup, like with a hot drink, and the steam is coming out. That's what you saw, or maybe can still see coming out of my pot. Steam is water vapor. Clouds are water vapor. That is a gas form of water. And fog. Do you see my foggy cloud on the ground? That is also a gas form of water, made out of water vapor. Teeny tiny droplets of water that are so tiny they are able to float up into the air. Okay, so that is your job with the forms or states of water. Now, there is a song for this, and it goes like this. When water is ice, it's a solid, it's a solid. When water is ice, it is a solid. When water is a puddle, it's a liquid, it's a liquid. When water is a puddle, it is a liquid. When water is steam, it's a gas, it's a gas. When water is steam, it is a gas. There are 3 states of matter, states of matter, states of matter. There are 3 states of matter, solid, liquid, and gas. All right, so listen to that a few times. I'll do it on a sing-along as well. But it's the 3 states of matter that all matter, including our bodies, can go through. But we are talking about water specifically. Solid, liquid, and gas. Solid has its own shape. Liquid flows and doesn't have a shape. And gas tends to go up. It also does not have a shape, but it does not flow either. It goes up into the air. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Ask Mom and Dad if you can look at a piece of ice versus some liquid water from the sink, and maybe see if they will boil some water on the stove, or the next time they're cooking dinner, take a peek in that kitchen and see if you see a cloud or steam coming out of the pots as things are cooking. Okay, because that is that's water vapor. That is it's a gas. It's a gas form of matter. How cool is that? So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any further questions, and I will talk with you again soon. Have a great day, scientists. Bye.